Hello and welcome to the final round of our GT7 championship. This is Tier 1. My name is Ross Thorm. I'm a Tier 2 driver, but I'll be commentating on Tier 1 today as our usual commentators have prioritized the championship battles for Tier 2 and 3 this week. So we got 13 drivers today. We've got Gaffico starting last, followed by Riaba. Then we've got Mackies, who's third in the championship, so we had a really bad qualifying session. DB Elite, who makes his return to Group 3 racing after quite a while missing. We've got Simon, starts in P9. Kepler in P8, quite low down for Kep actually. 7th for Tapos. 6th for Van der Speck, who is back after a little while away as well. Elite Spectre, who's quite high up in the championship, starts 5th. BX Royal, who won the sprint race last week, starts 4th. And we've got Lars, 3rd. And then BR4, 2nd. And Iggy, of course, is starting in pole position. So yeah, we've got about to start the sprint race here. 15 minutes. It should be 7 laps long around this circuit of Spa. So let's see how it goes. So we've got the lights already about to go off. Let's see if Iggy can maintain his lead going into turn 1. So it looks like BX Royals have got an amazing start as he tries to go through the middle of BR4 and Lars. Lars pushes him a little bit wide, but he does sweep round the outside, and he looks like he's got a run down on Iggy, who also pushes him wide. So Iggy maintains the lead ahead of Lars and BR4, but it looks like Lars might actually overtake Iggy on the run down to Eau Rouge here. It'll be a bit of a tricky one for both of them as they'll have to lift a little bit, but Iggy does lift, and it looks like he's trying to get the switch back, but Lars pushes Iggy really wide as we've got a car going incredibly well, 2 cars on the grass behind us, but we've got a 3-way battle as BR4 in his Lexus manages to overtake all of them as he didn't have an obstructed run through Eau Rouge and Radion, and he's in first, followed by Elite Spectre. Iggy all the way down into 3rd place. So it looks like Iggy and Lars battling through Eau Rouge and Radion really backfired on them as they both had to lift, and it just let these 2 cars in front of them overtake them fairly easily. So now Iggy's got a lot of work to do if he wants to get another win in this sprint race, as BR4 looks like he's... Ooh, someone's gone very wide there. Tapos is in the wall. BX Royal must have had a nightmare. Riaba's got a penalty, Gaffico's got half a second. This will all have been through cutting Eau Rouge and Radion. We got Ryan, no, not Ryan, DB Elite and Mackies battling. Mackies is already up to 7th after starting 11th, which is pretty decent. Looks like Iggy's got past Elite Spectre, so let's rewind and see what happened there. Yeah, he just got a better exit out of the, I can't remember the name of that corner. The big long sweeping left-hander, which is quite easy to make up a lot of time. Let's have a quick check on tyres as well. So is everybody on the softs? Everyone so far. Yep, every single driver has gone out on the softs, which isn't what happened in several of the other races that we had on Monday. So it'll be really interesting to see what happens at the end of this race, because different cars have really different levels of tyre wear, and some of them will be running on completely red tyres by the end of the 7th lap, because this track around Spa, it's not the kindest on its tyres. So we are going around the bus stop chicane to finish our first laps, and it looks like BR4 is comfortably in the lead by probably about a second ahead of Iggy, as it looks like Lars and Elite Spectre are very close together. It looks like Kep and Van der Speck are having a little battle as well. Kep's really close behind him now, so is he going to try and get a move into Eau Rouge? I wouldn't. I'd back out of it and get him afterwards with the slipstream. Kepero's in the Honda as well, which has quite a good straight line speed, so he should be able to get the move done here. Lovely camera angle. Yep, so Van der Speck protects the inside line, and Kep actually gets the move. Oh, or does he? He goes wide, and it's gone all wrong. And is he going to get overtaken by DB now as well? No, DB, he's managed to get out just in front of him, but he goes wide again, and he's in the gravel. Oh, it's all going wrong for Kep. After challenging for 5th, he's now getting overtaken by DB, and he'll probably get overtaken by Mackey's, and he's got a 2-second penalty. And in all that, I've actually missed Iggy taking the lead, so let's see where that happened. Oh, it was after Radion as well. Yeah, the Lexus has pretty bad straight line speed, and Iggy's going to try and move around the outside as well. Yeah, he gets it done before he has to turn in, which is exactly what you want to do. Now he's probably just going to be able to drive away from BR4 quite comfortably. So, pretty tragic start for Iggy. Excuse me. Losing a couple of positions after getting pole position, but it only took a lap and a sector to regain first place. So he's really given this BMW a good send-off with in the final event before he's going to be banned from using it for a couple of seasons. Such is one of our rules: if you're the champion, you can't use the car you won the championship with for 2 seasons, even if you move tiers, or even if it's not banned, it's just not available for you. So what's Lead Spectre doing now? So he's under a little bit of pressure from Lars. As BR4's trying really hard to stay on the back of Iggy. So let's have a look, see what happens with Kep. So he's in 7th as we approach the slowing down, the penalty zone. So Mackey's BX also gets past, and Gaffico gets past Kep. So he's got a lot of work to do if he wants to get any points today, because Riab is closing in on him, his teammate, now as well. As Simon and Tapos look like they're having a little battle for last place as well. Tapos is having a little look down the outside, but Simon protects the inside and keeps the position. I have a feeling Simon's not going to miss this Mustang once the season's over. This has probably been his least successful season in ALR. Well, since GT7 came out anyway. Oh, as Tapos nearly runs into the back of him and takes evasive action. Something's happened to BR4. Let's see what happened to him. So he was in 2nd place, going into the bus stop here. He goes very wide, which is quite an unusual error for BR4. That was a terrible camera angle. So yeah, Elite Spectre gets past him pretty easily, as we still have some bad camera angles. And now Lars is going to try and move around the outside. Is it going to work? He's going to do the switchback. Yeah, he's gonna get the overtake done before Eau Rouge, because that Jag is it's a handy little engine that he's got. I think it's a Jag. Yeah, it is. So is BR4 going to be able to take advantage of the slipstream? Very interesting livery he's got. Not one I would choose personally, but Lars goes a little bit wide there. Is that going to open the door for BR4 to get a move done? No. So even though they're having a little battle, and Iggy's just away, look at him, and the battle for 2nd is still on between these 4 cars, so Van der Speck's really close on the back of all of them as well. Oh, he gets really wobbly coming out of that corner, but he manages to keep control of it and doesn't actually lose any time. So I wonder if DB is going to be able to catch up to this pack as well, so he's got a bit of clean air now. BX Royal behind him as well in that Ferrari. It's quite a nice livery. Little, I don't know, is it like a marble theme or like a zebra? That's quite nice. Anyway, let's join this battle because Van der Speck looks like he's going to try and move around the outside of BR4 into turn 1. He is slightly ahead, but BR4 has the inside line. Is Van der Speck going to try and do the switchback just like what happened on the previous lap? Well, BR4 takes the corner a little bit better this time. Oh, but they are side by side going down to Eau Rouge. Van der Speck doesn't give him much space, but does give him just enough. Now, is either of them going to get a penalty for that? It looked a bit marginal on the track limits. No penalty so far. And is Lars close enough to get a move done on Elite? Not this time around. Anyone else? Well, Simon's caught up to Kepler now, but not enough to get a move done. So let's have a little look at tyre life. Iggy's used quite a lot of his tyres, as has Elite. Exactly the same as Lars. Van der Speck has a bit of a worse tyre wear than BR4, so that could play into BR4's hands towards the end of the race. DB's tyres are not so good. BX's tyres are probably the best out of everyone we've looked at. And Mackey's actually even better. So let's stick with this battle between Elite and Lars for this last podium position. So 3 Dutchmen in the top 4. It's not going to be close enough this time. What about BR4? BR4's dropping back a little bit from Van der Speck now as well. Ooh, Lars cuts that corner. Doesn't take it very well, but it actually is very close. Yeah, he gets the 1.5 seconds. I knew something was a bit fishy about that turn in. And that's going to ruin, well, that's going to potentially drop him back to behind BR4, maybe even DB, because it's not 1.5 seconds the penalty. It's going to be much bigger than that by the time they get to it. And Iggy's already passed Radion as Lars and Elite approach Eau Rouge. This is... Oh, Lars, what's happened? Well, you're not concentrating on your screen, I don't think. So now Van der Speck got past very easily because he clattered the wall. BR4, is he going to get a move around the outside? No, he was just a bit too far back, and now this is penalising BR4 because he's going to be stuck behind Lars, who's he's not battling with. And now Lars is I wonder if Lars is struggling a bit with his tyres. He's made 3 mistakes in about 5 or 6 corners here, and now he's made a little bit of contact with DB, and his race is pretty much ruined at this point. So instead of just losing and dropping down to 4th, he's probably going to drop, well, definitely behind BX and probably behind Mackey's as well. Yeah, BX is closing in. You can tell the gap's just closing every single corner as Lars goes a little bit wide again. His tyres must be really hurting from the mistakes that he's made. BX might actually get the overtake done before the penalty line. No, he's playing the patient game. So Lars drops. He was 3rd, bear in mind, at the beginning of the lap. He's now 7th. He's now 8th. He'll probably stay 8th because Gaffico, well, this little battle is, what's Simon doing? I don't know. Maybe he's trying to get pole position for the next race. Is that what this whole gaggle of cars are doing? No, these ones look like they're actually battling. As Kep gives Gaffico a bit of a nudge, and Tapos tries to take advantage of that. Bear in mind they are fighting over 9th and 10th here. So Gaffico comes out the worst of that, as Tapos and Kep are going to battle again into turn 1. But they both give each other plenty of room. Actually going to continue this battle down to Eau Rouge. Don't think it's over yet. So Tapos doesn't try to defend the inside line, which is kind of just surrendering the position, to be honest. Anyway, something's happening between the top two. Let's go back 20 seconds and find out. So Van der Speck has a half-second penalty, but he is still challenging Elite Spectre nevertheless. And he's trying to get an overtake done in a very unconventional part of the track, and it's not going to work because Elite is picking his track position very well, and he's managing to defend the inside, but he does go really wide here. Is that going to let Van der Speck get in? Yes, but Elite is going to have the inside line once again, and he keeps the position, and this is just letting BR4 close in a little bit now as well. We're starting to see lots of mistakes because the tyres are, I mean, look how dead Elite Spectre's tyres are. He's got another lap to do on these as well, so they're probably going to be completely red by the end of this race. This is all really good news for Iggy, who is, oh, Van der Speck, oh, is he going to go off the track? Did he collect? He didn't collect BR4, fortunately. But this might give Khan and BX a chance to close in on Van der Speck. But DB's tyres are completely done, and BX's aren't. Apart from his rear left, for some reason, is pretty dead. So that's going to create a unique challenge for BX Royal. As they both close in on Van der Speck and have a bit of contact into the bus stop chicane. So BX didn't get a chance to overtake DB there because of that little bit of contact. So we're into our final lap. And BR4's managed to recover to get back onto the podium after having started on the front row and losing a few places in the opening portion of this race. How's Iggy doing with the tyres? His tyres are nearly completely red. But he's so far ahead that he could even make a mistake or two and he'd still be fine. Elite Spectre's tyres are pretty gone, so are BR4's. Van der Speck is probably, well, and DB. BX is probably the favourite out of these three to actually finish the race in 4th, I would say, because he's got the best tyres. These guys are going to have to tiptoe around this portion of the track. Sector 2 is really punishing on the tyres. Yeah, look how close BX is to DB. This is actually letting Lars close back in as well. Khan goes defensive. Yeah, BX gets that position fairly easy in the end, and now Lars is probably going to have a go at him. Yeah, he does. He jumps to the inside. Yeah, quite straightforward there. Now as Mackey's has his great front tyre life. He's going to get past DB here as well. But anyway, we're going to join Iggy because he's approaching the final bend. Quite an easy race after the after he got back past the couple of drivers that overtook him at the start as we round the bus stop chicane for the final time. Iggy, once again, is your winner in Tier 1 for the sprint race in Spa. Now, Elite Spectre is really well, his tyres are completely dead holding off BR4, but he does manage to get second place ahead of BR4. And now we've got this huge gaggle of cars as Mackey's is trying everything to get past DB Elite, who's a bit wobbly, but Van der Spek gets 4th, BX Royal 5th, Lars recovers to 6th after throwing away a podium. DB Elite does keep 7th ahead of Mackey's, and then this rear battle of cars, Tapos ends up getting 9th, and Kepler gets the final point. Simon is going to get 11th, and Gaffico is going to get 12th, and I think we had a retirement somewhere. So Gaffico should be on reverse grid pole after setting a final lap of a 2:24. That's atrocious. So, quite an interesting race, a bit of back and forth. Emphasizes how much the tyre wear is vital for Spa with the kind of settings that we use in ALR. Everyone risked it for softs, and obviously it worked better for some people than others. Didn't work very well for Lars. He threw away a podium basically. Worked well for BX, who played the patient game and managed to recover all the way to 5th after a pretty poor qualifying. Obviously, worked really well for Iggy as well, who, even despite having completely dead tyres, did pretty well. So yeah, that's it for the sprint race. Next time you see me, it should be for the feature.